How's it going out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse, and I am back for another
Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.
Okay, and for this Lost Hero, we're going to be doing kind of a Halloween theme.
How is Captain Tootsie Halloween?
You know, I wasn't ready to reveal the hero just yet.
They can see the hero's name in your title.
I guess that's a good point taken. Okay, it's Halloween theme as in candy. And Tootsie Rolls are given out every Halloween. I know, I used to get them all the time, even before I liked them.
Tootsie Rolls?
Yes, Tootsie Rolls.
Hey, stop for a minute.
What?
Whatever it is, I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me.
Could you not?
What?
Why did you have to sing that?
It's the Tootsie Roll song.
You know, most of the people watching this aren't even going to understand that one.
And?
Anyways, yes, we are going to be reviewing Captain Tootsie. He started off as advertisement. Now, 1943 is credited for when he started. He may have been earlier, but nobody really recalls it for then. He was popular enough to get his own comic book, which lasted 2 issues. This was written by a famous writer for Fawcett Comics, and we'll get into that. Totally funded by the Tootsie Roll industry, much as advertisement's a big thing in comic books. Marvel does it egregiously on their movies and comic books. So let's go ahead and cover this advertising icon. Let's cover a little bit of his comic book. On this issue, I felt like I was going to say more, but I didn't have more to say. So let's go with Captain Tootsie. Captain Tootsie, real name unknown, is credited with his first appearance being Ace Comics number 76 in 1943. He was published by the Tootsie Roll industry and created by C.C. Beck and Pete Costanza. I probably pronounced that wrong. Now, if you've ever watched me do the reviews of Fawcett comic books, then you recognize the name C.C. Beck. Captain Tootsie looks a lot like Captain Marvel in just physique, basically. Captain Tootsie is an unusual creation. He does have a couple of comic books credited to his name, but those appeared near the end of basically him appearing on comic books. He was an advertisement spot. Now, if you've ever read any of the comic books from the 80s, you know that Marvel comic books used to have superheroes like Iron Man and the Hulk defeating a villain and handing out hostess cakes. That was very common. Now, and DC used to do the same things with hostess fruit pies. They've even used villains to help them. Advertisement has always been a thing in comic books, but the Captain Tootsie was one-page spots. They would take an entire page to advertise Tootsie Rolls, and he mostly talked about how Tootsie Rolls gave you energy. Yeah. So, Captain Tootsie, he would battle criminals. It looked like he had super strength. Now, I'm going to show what is credited to be his first appearance, and then I'll show a couple of the other one-page spots, and we'll briefly cover the comic book. Let's see. Captain Tootsie did appear on many Golden Age publications, and I have covered a lot of these. Fawcett Publications, DC, Quality Comics, Archie comic books, and he also appeared in some of the Sunday strips in syndicated newspapers. He appeared in a large part through the 1930s or 1940s, sorry, 1940s, all the way up to about 1950, and that's when he trailed on. I think he's had somewhat of a revival lately, but that's not Golden Age. So let's go ahead and cover some of the strips that he was shown in, which you've seen a couple already. We'll briefly cover the comic book, which is so horribly inaccurate. And I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and do this. His first appearance starts off with Captain Tootsie battles Man Monster. Monster Man terrifies town. This Monster Man is very dangerous, so remember, if you see him, just toot for Tootsie. I could make a joke about that, but I'm just going to let it go. You bet, Cap. Raw for Captain Tootsie. Captain Tootsie and a secret legion, which is what he called his group of friends, form a search party. Hootin' Zoots, there's Monster Man now. And we see Monster Man shoving the kid aside. No, me bust banks, get rich. And then we see him tooting on a whistle. Hold him, Rollo. Captain Tootsie to the rescue. Me smash, little man. Hee hee, missed me. This'll teach you not to rob banks. Hooray for Captain Tootsie. Hootin' Zoots, you sure have plenty of energy, Captain Tootsie. You'll have plenty of energy too, Rollo, if you keep eating Tootsie Rolls. And then you see the advertisement at the bottom where it's, imagine getting so much energy from Tootsie Rolls. Wow. Okay, still only 1 cent. Now, as the Tootsie Rolls would be advertised, you would see the Tootsie Rolls. They would also advertise Tootsie Pop. And I think at one time they showed a jar of Tootsies. I don't know what that one was about. It said cost no ration points. But that is the first appearance of it. And most of the time, Captain Tootsie seemed to be at the right place at the right time to be able to solve these crimes, which is very common for Golden Age. Being at the right place at the right time with no actual reason for why. On the first page it says here, I'm going to go ahead and read this. Captain Tootsie, hello boys and girls. We've been friends for years now, but this is the first time I've had my own comic book. The members of the Secret Legion and myself have been working for a long time perfecting my interplanetary spaceship, and now it's finished. There's plenty of adventures in store for Rollo, Fatso, Mabley, and you when the spaceship warms up its atomic motors, and whizzes off to a fabulous world in the interplanetary vastness. In this issue, we zoom through the skies of the unknown planet of Venus, more than 100 million miles from planet Earth. Actually, I looked it up. It's a little over 80 million miles, so that's factually incorrect. It's hard for the mind to grasp at distances as great as that, maybe back then, but not now. But with this tremendous advances our American scientists are making in jet propulsion and atomic energy. Yeah, okay. I imagine that all of you will soon have to begin to think of astronomical figures like these. So we invite you along on our thrilling space trips to the great unknown above the stratosphere. Jump there. We promise fun, excitement, and adventure you've always dreamed of, but never actually had. Be sure to follow our travels in every issue of Captain Tootsie comic book. There are only 2, and now we are off to outer spaces. Your good friend, Captain Tootsie. Now, that is pretty much what sums up both issues of Captain Tootsie. They leave the planet and they start searching for life and adventures on other planets. I don't actually see them consuming any Tootsie Rolls in the comic book series. Either they weren't explicitly allowed to advertise because it really wasn't an advertisement, or them eating the Tootsie Rolls was implied, but they didn't actually consume any Tootsie Rolls. The first comic book is interesting. The Secret Legion somehow breaks into a top secret government facility. They go with Captain Tootsie on the adventure after shortly flying towards the moon and almost crashing into it. They make it to Venus in a few days, which I've actually looked this up too. It would take about 3.5 months, not 3 days. They didn't make no mention of food or really the accommodations. So they make it to Venus, and they find out that the atmosphere is just a bit thinner than Earth. So apparently we can breathe on Venus. And the Venusians speak English, so Captain Tootsie is able to contact them. And at the very end, we find out that Venus also has schools. So Rollo gets to go to school, which he thought he could avoid by leaving planet Earth. These are the subsequent adventures. They spend a little while on Venus getting to see the way the Venusians do their thing, shooting these wild men type creatures that threaten them, I suppose. In the second issue, it just shows them jumping around from planet to asteroid to asteroid in the asteroid belt, and then they look into the time scope for a little history lesson. And that will just about cover it for Captain Tootsie. Yeah, Captain Tootsie. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a lot of fun watching this. I have a couple of more ideas for Halloween theme for the month of October, but if you have a Halloween theme that you'd like to see that I can go ahead and put in this month, go ahead and let me know as we continue the Halloween theme for October leading into Halloween. Until then, I'll be seeing you.